On the last video, I stripped the whole front apart. I took off the fenders from this side and from the passenger side. I even took off the bumper and the grill and the lights and the headlights, and everything was stripped apart only for one reason. And that reason being that I wanted to clean up the engine to make it look really mint. It sounds really crazy, but that's what I did, just to clean up the engine. Now is a whole new mission. The mission is to remove all of the rust and rebend the front. I'm kind of feeling overwhelmed by all of this, but I think I might do it. So fingers crossed, nothing goes wrong. If you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, please do so. In some way, this sounds so crazy because I just took the whole front just because I wanted to clean up the engine, but we're going to make this car look pretty mint. So let's get into the video. I know I have removed majority of things, but I'm still going to remove some of the things such as the radiator, the bonnet lock, the bell or the horn, and some structural part that will be in the way. To remove the radiator, we have two pipes that we have to remove, this one and this one. So we have to remove them with the clamps, then the whole radiator, it is out. Now that the radiator is out, it's time to remove this part. To remove it, I have to cut this part because it is welded on, and I'm also going to try to unbend this lower structure. This is going to be a big challenge for me. I want to remove this structural part because you can see it is bent and it is rusted. I'll be replacing it with a new one, the one that I'll be rebuilding myself. This is the first time that I did any bodywork that is this intense. This is the major fault on the car, so I'm going to try to rebend and fix it. So this metal piece will be the new body structure. I know that it's going to fit over there, even though it's bigger than the original one. I've cutted the metal piece at the middle so that I could be able to bend it to a shape that I want. I'm going to try to replicate the original structure by following this one. So I know that it is bent over here, then it goes up and it gets bent again. So I'm going to do the same with the other one. But to do that, I need to remove every single piece that is in the way. Here's that metal piece. I've already measured it and bent it to a point where I'm satisfied. I've already started welding it together so that it will be strong enough to hold the position. I've already measured it and it fits well. Now I'm just going to remove it and prepare it for welding. I'm going to be adding some body filler at the point that I'll be welding it. You can see that I've bent it the way I want it to be. So now it is perfect. It's time to sand it. So I'm done welding it together. I have put some body filler on it. I'm just going to sand it down with 60 grit sandpaper. Now go to 80 grit sandpaper. Then I'm going to skip to 600 grit sandpaper just to smooth it out. After all of this, it is ready to be welded on the car. I'm not going to weld it myself because I'm not a professional welder. I'm going to find someone who has knowledge about welding, and that person will be welding this metal piece on the car. I just finished heating it with 180p and it's now a little bit smoother than before. So I'm going to hit it with 160, then it will be much smoother. Then it will be ready for paint. But before I paint it, I'm going to install it on the car first. Since I took everything off, and as you saw from this video that I already cut this part off which had all the rust on it, this part is off. This is so disgusting. And we made a Frankenstein front which I found someone to weld it on for me, and this is how it looks for now. Still a bunch of work that need to be done, but we're going to do it in today's video. So I'm just going to finish up. Now it's time to remove all the rust and it's time to make the engine bay look very mint. So I've just removed some of the rust using a vinegar. If you don't know, it's trick to remove rust, only surface rust, not those deep rust. But I think even the deep rust, it does work. This is just a cheap way to remove rust. Let me show you how it removes the rust. Here's the rust. You can see that I removed a little bit and I'm still going to go ahead with it. So if you did not know, it's just a little trick to remove rust. Now I'm going to finish off using a wire brush. Using the wire brush and using the vinegar method makes a complete difference. Let me show you the results. Tell me if that ain't quite a difference. This made me to have another perspective about panel beaters because they do put a lot of work and there's a lot of patience that went into this vehicle, and I'm not really good at this. I tried as best I can to make it the way it is right now. I'm not aiming for perfection. You know, perfection is kind of overrated. I'm done with preparation, so I'm just going to show you how it is right now. You can see there's a curve over here, so this curve is for the radiator so that the radiator will be able to sit flat. So the way it is and the way it was, this is pretty good. I'm glad I took the decision to strip everything apart and remove this. We're done with the preparation. Now it's time to paint with a spray can because it's still the interior. There won't be any sun that will hit the vehicle, so let's get into painting it. that, we have rebent the front. We have removed the rust. Now we have to put everything back on the vehicle. Before I put everything back, let me show you the before and the after. I know it's not completely done. I'm still going to sand some part a little bit. I made a bracket for this side and I made another bracket for the driver's side. The passenger side was the one that was missing a bracket, so I made one, but I made both for the driver and the passenger. Let me show you the bracket that I made. It's kind of not good. I'm going to tack weld this over here so that I'll be able to screw it from the back. So let me try to do that. Before I fully put the fender from this side, I want to align the doors so that it will be well aligned from the driver side and the passenger side. In order to get the front passenger door aligned, I need to unscrew 4 bolts that will allow me to push the rear door towards the back, which will give me a little bit of a room to be able to pull the front passenger door towards the back, which will provide a space between the fender and the door. Here are the bolts that we need to remove to push the rear door towards the back. In order to access this bolt, you need to remove the safety belt and the cover because we cannot unbolt it from the outside. As you can see, we have no way we can unbolt it from the outside. After wiggling with the 2 doors, I finally got it aligned. Finally got the passenger side aligned. It took like the whole day. That's why I did not want to record it. So let me show you how it looks. You can see that the gap is totally okay from this side, and this one is also okay. Even the line over there goes straight. I'm glad that I did this. The door and the fender were totally aligned and it had space between, but the space was not enough because when I opened the door would touch the fender a little bit, which later on will chip off the paint, which is not what I want. So I went back with a grinder to shave the door a little bit. So I just completed aligning the fender from this passenger side. Now we're going to the engine bay. I'm going to clean up the engine before I put everything back. Okay guys, I feel like this video is going to take longer than I expected, so I'm thinking of ending the video here, because if I don't, the video will be the longest video ever. So I'm just going to end it here, but we still have a lot of work to do. We still have to paint the valve cover. We still have to paint this part because of, you can see the black spots over here. We still have to sand down the body filler from that corner and paint it. And also from the interior, we still have some pieces that we have to put back in the vehicle because we took it off when we were aligning the doors. So it's still a bunch of work that needs to be done. And you can see that I only put the fenders, only the headlights and the grille, and the bumper is not on yet. So thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed the video and you haven't subscribed, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.